am here with my new friend, Nikki Roberson, who is awesome. And I'm so excited to talk to her. And we have had no discussion about what we're going to talk about. So
No.
but I decided that I was going to ask you some questions. And you look so glowy and happy after I know you just had a nice little family time away, which is
Yes, it was so
good.
great. My daughter's wedding was just amazing.
So,
Everything
yeah.
went wonderfully, so it was beautiful.
So great when that happens. Congratulations. You know, I found you because you have all these wonderful face exercises and things about being youthful, and you look so youthful.
Thank you.
And my thing is fascia. So I thought maybe a great thing for us to do is I will ask you about the aesthetic since you have this amazing approach with aesthetics and everything is so natural and you just look so natural because oftentimes you see people who do these face things and they do it in a very different way, not to each his own, no judgments, but you exude the energy of somebody who is just so natural, and you do all of these things to take care of yourself and to help your clients, and it's just so beautiful. I just love everything about the way that you do it. So I thought maybe we could connect some of the actual things that you're doing for the face that are for specific things, and maybe I can find how the fascia connects to that.
Well, that's fantastic. And I try to include fascia work when I am working on the face because I found a few years ago just doing face yoga, I could only get so far and realized that I had to release tension and tightness in the muscles and also in the fascia. So I'm excited to hear your insight into even going further with it. And I know you do a lot with the body too. And so that
And
that's my jam.
the face is part of the body, right?
It
It's
is,
all
right?
connected. And the
Yeah.
fascia communicates throughout the body. So wouldn't it be cool if we could come up with some things that a fascia release that might help aesthetically how something looks
Oh,
in the face?
fantastic. Yeah. I know
Yeah.
I always talk to my clients about, well, you got something going on your hands. Well, that's definitely going to affect the face, especially up on the top of the cheeks. So, yeah, so let's do this. Let's get started.
Well, let me just ask you this. So, in your experience with clients, when they have, because you do bring in the body and the fascia work and some of the release stuff, and you've clearly made that connection, which
Oh, for sure.
yeah, which not everybody does who's working
No.
on the face. So, is there an area of the body that you notice most? I mean, you said hands. Is hands something that you notice in connection with the face when somebody has a specific tension spot or line or something that you're working on? Is there something that you've noticed?
Well, there's a few things that I've noticed. So tightness in the chest area brings down the platysma muscle and affects the marionette lines, and then also can affect the the masseter. And then, of course, the back of the neck, tightness back here affects the forehead. Tightness above the ears affects the 11s. It affects crow's feet. Just tightness in general, because of forward head posture and that pulling of fascia affects the nasolabial folds and just their sinuses in general. So yeah,
That's
those
amazing.
things.
I love that. And of the things you were just talking about, the things that I have not made the connection, and I really like that you did, is the ears, above the ears, and the 11s, because that is, so let's start with that, because that is one of mine. That is one of my places that, I mean, I don't do anything for it, but I do work so much on the fascia, and to know of a place that you're saying is directly connected. So tell me what you usually do for someone who has the 11s. And I
Yes.
love that, the 11s.
Yes. And so there's a few things that are involved with it. So with the 11s, we have the repetitive motion of
Yeah.
doing that. So we
Which
have
I
to,
think a lot of us are doing these days because of what's
yes,
going on in this world.
exactly. Yes. And so we have to address that first, the repetitive habit of doing that, and also the mind, um, what's going on in the mind that is causing us to be concerned, and addressing that as well, because those are root causes.
For sure.
And so, and then, So when somebody has 11s, what I have them focus on is first releasing the back of the neck. And I have them do that by bringing up their shoulder, shrugging their shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
bringing it back. So we're getting that stretched out, rotating the head away and tilting back. And so now we're compressing this tissue for about 20 seconds. And then after about 20 seconds, I have them go back with their hands and work down the back of the neck so that the hands at the back of the neck are going like this. So apart,
Mm-hmm.
working down from the skull and then moving down a little bit. And it looks like this in the back of the neck. That,
Yeah,
so
that's good.
working down and
Yeah,
then getting in there into those fascial fibers and then slowly working through there as it allows you in. I know a lot of people just, want to go
right.
quickly, but the fascia has to let
Yeah,
you in.
going in deep and letting, yeah, that's great.
Then we do pinching and rolling of it, or not rolling, but pinching and then stretching that area. Then I have them work up the back of the neck on both sides. So we repeat all of that stretching on both
On the other
sides.
side. Because you
And
don't want to
then,
get rid of just one of the ones in the 11. You need to get rid of both of
right.
them.
And then we start to work up the back of the skull
Uh-huh.
and then raking the head. So the hand starts here, but the head turns towards the hand, that side, and stretches out that fascia over to the side. And then, so that's working the back of the neck. And then we take interlocked fingers, bring them behind the skull. The chin is dropped a little, but the top of the head is going up towards the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Fingers melt in as we stretch up.
So like attraction,
Yes.
which is this is one of the things I do regularly in my class is this is part of, for those of you who come to my class, anti-gravity, which we start up lifting up like this. And that's great. And I really loved doing the releasing first. You can get so much more out of here.
Mhm. We take the hands and then bring them center scalp because you have all of those fascial fibers in that
Mm-hmm.
epicranial aponeurosis. And then we just bring it, let them melt in, and then forward and back. So this directly affects the forehead lines, but then also can affect the 11s as well. So I just kind of do it as a all in one, all encompassing. Then after we've released that, usually I have them release a little bit over the ears, moving back, circles up and out,
That's
and then
great.
also on the forehead, circles in and out, like back and out.
Uh-huh.
And then if they're really tight in the scalp, I'll have them do exercises where they wrap their finger around the hair and diagonally
Yeah.
pull backwards and forwards, and then move back and grab the next section, diagonal, towards and away. And they can do that on the whole scalp, but they have to release here first to get the movement here. And then we start doing my favorite one for the 11s. We hold here,
Mm-hmm.
use the inside of the knuckle, and just kind of let it melt, and then move this finger up towards the hairline. And I usually have them do that 3 times. And not a lot of oil, just enough that you're able to move that tissue deeply.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put a finger in front, arch, edge, and then we do the same thing, three, three, and three.
Ah, okay. And do you do this? You're teaching people to do this, but do you, when you are working with
Clients. So,
clients, are you doing this for them?
so not that particular one, but what I do on the forehead when I'm working on them is I'll pinch
Do
and
the
I'll
pinching and
roll over.
rolling?
Pinch and roll over.
Uh-huh.
And then I usually will do that 3 to 4 times to the side. Then I'll come to the top of the cheek and stretch and then pull there. And then I'll work the hairline, pinching and rolling up from the the ear over to the center. And I'll do that usually 3 times on that side and 3 times on that side. And it's interesting because they're usually like, oh my goodness, that's amazing. Releasing that tension up there.
Yeah, people don't realize it. So just curious, do you do these regularly on yourself? What is
Oh,
your
yeah.
habit like?
Yes. Yeah. I don't do the whole thing in one day. I will pick a section. So if I'm working on the forehead, I'm going to work back here and then work up. If I'm working above the ears and crow's feet, I'm going to work the sternocleidomastoid and up. If I'm working the front of the face, I'm going to work the chest up. So I kind of divide the face into 3 different regions and then focus on that for the day.
I love that.
But the exercise that's great for the 11s,
Okay.
we come down with our index finger down the forehead.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we get to the eyebrows, pull apart,
Uh-huh.
place the thumb and the hands on the face, open the eyes wide,
Mm-hmm.
and then squint, open, squint as hard as you can, squinting as hard as you can. And so
So
what
you're
this
really pulling
does
up so you feel that resistance when you're squinting.
exactly. And so as you're doing that, you're building up the strength of the eye muscles independent of the brows and the forehead. And then when you're done doing that squinting, you close your eyes, release the hands, and now you can feel as the eye muscles relax what a relaxed state feels like. And so then you begin to recognize when you are in a tense state of making
Mm,
that with the
that firm.
brows. Yeah, so it's awareness. It's building muscle, but then it's also creating awareness. And then I teach them whenever you do feel that tightness, just wipe and stimulate your parasympathetic, just wiping it,
So so
relaxation.
many benefits. I mean, honestly, the aesthetics part of this is like really secondary because there's
Yes.
so many benefits to this release, even just for the forward head posture that so many
Mhm.
of us have because we all have our little mini computers in our hands all the time.
It
So
is.
I'm going to show you another one that
Okay.
goes right with that I think you're going to really like. And it is the ear pull. And I often, before I do the ear pull, because the ears are so connected, and like you said, this area is connected, which I need to focus more because that is an area. See, they already look a little better, my 11s. This is so great. And I think your clients will love it too. And take one hand over and grab the top of the opposite ear, and then the other hand grab the bottom. And first, you're going to pull apart so your hands away from each other. And then you're going to pull your ear like you're pulling it off of your head. And you're really pulling as hard as you can. And then I like to add a twist. So I twist in opposition. And I like to go both ways. And whichever way is the hardest, whichever way you have the most resistance, stick with that way. So which it might be different on both sides. But so you're twisting in opposition and then pull, pull, pull as hard as you can. Like you're trying to pull that ear off of your head. And then open and close the jaw 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Good. And then look this way under your armpit and open and close 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then look the other way and open and close the jaw. 1, 2, 3. And then I like to add taking, so I don't know if are we opposite or are we the same? I don't know which elbow is up on you. Is that
My
your
right one.
You're
My right.
right. Okay, so it's my right one too. So it is, we are somehow mirroring each other. So you're leaning your right elbow back and open your chest up. So you're pulling that ear back and then looking up, open and close the jaw 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And come on back and let it go. Shake it out, move it around.
Mhm. Nice.
Doesn't that feel nice?
Really, yes,
Yeah, so that
definitely an
really,
expansion.
yeah, definitely gets into here. And for people who have headaches, it is just one of my favorite go-tos, even shoulder tightness, neck tightness. And I think, doing that, well, we're going to do the other side because we can't be like,
Yes, we have to
we
because my
will
this
do.
side is like, what about
Yes, I
me?
know we're going to do it. But for so many things, this helps because the jaws and the ears are so connected
So
to the
connected.
rest of the body, the hips. So tight hips, sometimes I'll have people just really do this release and it
Mm.
releases their hips. So it's pretty amazing. Okay, let's do the other side. So left hand over, grab the top of the right ear, right hand grab the bottom, pull apart and then off, like you're pulling it off to the side, and then twist and find the resistance, and then pull even harder and open and close the jaw 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And notice when you're doing this that your head, if you're doing this with us, if you don't want your head to jet forward, pull yourself back. Like I'm sitting, I think Nikki's sitting too, but especially if you're standing, weight in the heels. If you're seated, weight back on your sit bones. And then you're going to look to your left, open and close 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And keeping that twist, look to the right, open and close 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then leaning your torso, leaning your body, left elbow down, open that chest up so the right elbow comes out to the side, looking up, and open and close the jaw 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And come on back. Let it out. Loosen it. And you also will feel, if you open and close the hands, you'll feel the hands open up, and that those channels, those energy channels coming from the face through the hands, like it's really nice to get those channels open. So that is another really nice one. And you know, the palate, the roof of the mouth is also a place that is, if you're having headaches or tightness in the head, just sticking your thumb up on the roof of the mouth. And one of the things that I've played with is, and I can't talk and do it, so I'll tell you and then I'll do it, but like putting the thumb up, pressing up in the roof of the mouth, and then that same hand taking the fingers up and kind of pushing up on the 11s like this. Here, here, pushing up on the 11. And at the same time, I'll take my opposite hand and come behind the head, like where you were saying before, right in that occipital ridge, right in that bony part that sticks out, pulling up. So you're here, here. Looks really funny, but pushing up and around. And you'll notice if you are feeling really tense between the eyebrows there, that is an indication that that needs to be more opened up. And as a result, I'm guessing that we can work out those
Yes.
lines. And I love now just being more intentional with that, because I don't, it's one of the things when I look in the mirror and I'm like, okay, all right, I see them, they're there. And you know what? I welcome them if they are meant to come, but if I can do something about them and make them less noticeable, I'll be very happy.
Well,
And
I feel
opening
like
up.
it's the body. I feel like it's the fascia stores your energy. And I feel like it's the body saying, hey, what are we doing here? Like, for example,
Absolutely.
I had somebody today that had tightness in their scalene muscles, and they had also had uh, nasal issues and chest issues, which, your scalenes lift the first and second rib. So it's just so funny. It's like, well, there's your connection. Your ribs are storing the stored energy here because of this tightness. What came first? The tightness in the scalenes, or what's going on, and then what's going on in the life? This is usually grief, right? Lungs are grief. What are you having sorrow for?
Absolutely.
I wanted to grab my acupressure pen because I also do something up around the eyebrows for this. So,
Oh, go grab it. So many of us don't connect the mind and the body, and they are so connected.
so
So
kind
show me your little acupressure tool, and then I want to talk
of
a little
this.
bit more about the fascia and the connection.
Okay. So, quite often we'll get tightened fascial adhesions around that eye bone. And
Mm-hmm.
so I like to use the acupressure pen.
And I'll do it with my finger as you're doing that, just for people
Right.
who don't have one of these.
Right. I say get one. You can get them
Okay.
on Amazon for like $10.
Okay.
But because I used to work with just my hang fingers, and you would think you'd be more in touch as you work with your fingers around it. But I have found that using the acupressure pen really gets deep into that tissue and helps you to release it better. So if you don't have one, I would say get one.
Okay.
Um, so working at so this here represents your neck, and then these represent the upper arms, the elbow, the base of the arm, and then your hands. And so working up, I like to take the pen and work up to the brow, and then right below the hair, just kind of go back and forth. And you can also go up and out 10 times.
Oh, I feel that a lot with my finger, I have to tell you,
Yeah,
because this is an
it's a
area that I
tender
spend all my time.
spot for a lot of people. And where I found the most tenderness here, and then also underneath the eyebrow, the tail of the eyebrow, which is interesting because right under that is where you have the gland that allows, that hydrates the eye, that gives it its
Mm,
moisture to,
interesting. So for people with dry eyes, this might be something that could
yes,
to have
yes.
fascia here.
And people with hooded eyes, they can work
Mm.
up and through here. So I usually just do 10 in each section, and then you can just take the pen
I have to say, I really feel this without the pen. I mean, I'm
with,
sure it'll be
without it.
great with
Yeah,
the pen.
for
That's
sure.
amazing.
And then you can take wherever you have an 11, just hold at the base here
Hmm.
and work up to release that. You can even use your fingers to do a little stretch to hold it as
Yeah,
you go side to side. And then after that, grab the tissue,
little red. I
and
like it. Okay.
you can grab that tissue, and then these are your corrugator muscles. Just give them a little stretch and then bring that over to the side.
Mm,
Yeah.
nice. Oh, I like that a lot. That is really nice.
Hmm.
That is really nice. And I have to say, there is such a difference back to just the aesthetics part, but like looking at you and your skin is, you look so beautiful and you don't have these lines, but it looks natural when somebody's had all kinds of injections or lifts or whatever. It is a different look, and that the expression isn't there as much. And not to, again, no judgments if that's the way you choose to go, but I think there's something so nice about doing this and the benefit of getting the actual fascia release around it,
Oh,
which
for
affects
sure.
the whole body. And I know just from doing this, I'm feeling really thirsty because as you move the fascia, as you start to hydrate that tissue, what happens is it's pulling the water from your body. And so then your body needs more water. So many of us are actually dehydrated, and we might be drinking a lot of water, but it's just passing through us because the tissue is so dehydrated. So as you do this work on your face and on your body, the cells can actually absorb the water, which hydrates the tissue, which will also help with the plumping and
Yeah.
all over the skin. And you'll notice it in the rest of your body as well. But what I wanted to just explain about the fascia, as we were talking about, and the tightness in the face. So if you think about fascia as, think about you're wearing a t-shirt and somebody pinches the t-shirt, like you pull the t-shirt up here, you're going to feel the bottom. I know you can't see the
Yes.
bottom of my shirt, but you feel that bottom pull. So if you have tightness, maybe even in your ankles or your knees, that could be pulling all the way up
Sure.
to the face.
For
So
sure.
I find actually releasing the hands and the feet is one of the big keys
Yes.
to
Yes.
this release. And it's amazing. I mean, it's amazing that we've just spent this much time, 30 minutes, talking about basically the 11s and doing all these other things. And really and truly, what we're affecting is so not just the aesthetic of the 11s. I mean,
Oh,
this
it's
whole,
not.
I will tell you just from doing this side, and just like we did both ears, we're going to have to do that other side right now because I'm feeling really, I feel such a difference. And I feel the opening in my neck, in my ear, like everything, my shoulder on this side, because this is the side we did.
Let's do
So
it.
let's do the other side. Yeah.
Okay.
So that
So
I can feel
shrug the
mine.
shoulder, bring it back, rotate the head away, bring the back of the head back so the back of the head's kissing that shoulder that is being shrugged, and
Hmm.
holding it for 20 seconds to compress it. I do this one. I try to do this one multiple times a day because I
Uh-huh.
have very tightened traps and I
Yes.
need to release the tightness there.
I'm going to
And
show you
then
another one for that.
come out of that, and then we're going to bring the hands to the left side of the spine and
Mhm.
stretch apart that tissue.
Mhm. And just doing this, I mean, taking the time to do this. So many people complain about tight necks, and this is so simple to
It
do
is.
on yourself.
I'm really looking forward to hearing. Yes, it was acupressure pen. Sorry, somebody asked what is the tool. It's an acupressure pen, and you can find
Do
them.
you have a link in your bio? Do you have like an Amazon store that
I
people can
do. I
purchase?
have it linked in my Amazon store.
Okay, so get it
And
from Nikki's Amazon store.
yes, and what you'll see too, I'm going to show. So it has the ball at the top, and then it has an even more precise tool on the other end. And so you start out with a fascia work using this one, and eventually you'll work your way into using this
So
one.
that one's even more intense.
Yes, it's more intense. And somebody just said moves for numb hands. Well, if you have numb hands, it's nice to use a tool.
For
If
sure.
you're doing this
And for
one.
numb hands, by the way, very connected to the traps and in here and the chest, all of this. And I'm going to show you something. Let's finish this other side and
Okay,
I'll show
so we're
something for the
gonna
traps.
pinch it now and separate the tissue. You can see me doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to take this opposite side hand and run up the left side, just left of the spine, going from the base of the neck all the way up into the skull, working that trapezius and fascial tightness. And what people also don't understand is your eyes are connected back here with their muscles. And so when this is tight, that can affect your eyes. It can affect neuro messages up to the brain.
Yeah.
And then we're going to take the same side hand and plant the fingers like a claw and turn the head towards that hand, basically raking the base of that.
And you're going like from the bottom up
I'm
a
going,
little
I'll turn
bit.
around so I can show you. So I'm
Okay.
at the back of the head, and
Uh-huh.
I'm really just turning horizontally
Okay.
towards the ear. So bringing this,
Yeah.
and then once again, being able to come up from the base of the head and moving up. So that exercise follows. Usually I'll do both sides at the same
Yeah.
time, and then we'll do that. All right, so I want to hear the one that you were talking about.
Wait, first we have to do the eye over here with the little tool.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. Uh, okay, we're going to hold at the base, and we're
Okay.
going to bring the tool up, and then we're going to go 10 circles to
Okay, and
up
I'm
and
just
down.
doing it with my fingers. So for those who don't have the tool yet.
And then you bring it up and out. Oh my goodness, that just feels so wonderful. And
Uh,
then up and out.
yeah, I can see how you would definitely get more precision with the tool, but I certainly feel this. I also feel like it's almost like shaping your eyebrow in a nice way too.
It does. Wait until you, so after you finish doing this, you'll see that your eyebrow
Well,
is
I did
quite lifted.
notice that my right eyebrow was definitely more lifted when after we just did the
Yeah,
one
look at
side.
that just already. And then we'll hold, and if you have a nose crease here, you
Mm-hmm.
can work up and through that.
Okay. Don't
And
have that
then
one.
we'll work the other 11 lines. So you'll hold here. You can hold and just go back and forth,
Yeah.
or you can bring the fingers apart.
Okay. So then-
But if it's numb, or if you feel, usually what I'll tell people is if you feel like a little grain of rice, a little
Uh-huh.
bump, that's your fascial
Yeah,
adhesion.
that's an adhesion. Absolutely.
I feel
Absolutely.
like I am an esthetician, and when I have clients come in, they'll say, I'll look at their face and I'll see things that have already expressed themselves on the surface. But I always tell them, this is just what's going on the surface. I'll be able to tell you a little bit more about what's going on deeper. I'll do gua sha, I'll do facial cupping, and then I'll do sculpting and lifting massage. And so as I'm going through there, that's when I can feel the tightened fascia or tightened muscles in the face. So
Yeah.
for me, aesthetics is not just the surface. It's going all the way
Right,
down.
but the people who are coming to you are coming for
Yes,
the aesthetics,
for
and
the
then you're
surface.
giving them a lot more.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to give you one for the traps that, and there's the vagus nerve is connected right there, and that is a really important nerve.
Mhm.
When you release the vagus nerve, it really calms your nervous system. And when you have tightness in there, and that tightness that you feel in the traps, definitely can be environmental and it can be really painful. So you have to just listen to your body. And if it's too deep, you'll go deeper next time. So you don't want to ever hurt yourself. But
Mhm.
let's start with we'll do the left side first. So we'll take the right hand and you're going to kind of poke around right into those traps and find a tight spot. And there's probably lots of them. Most of us have some really tight ones. And you're just going to kind of pin. I like to just pin and then maybe give a gentle push away. Then you're going to take your left hand on the left side of the jaw and you're going to turn your head to the right. And you're just going to breathe in and out through the nose 6 times. So inhale and exhale,
Oh, I love this one.
inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. And I know for me, after like the third breath, I start to feel my nervous system calm, but let's do 3 more. Inhale and exhale, 2 and exhale.
Wow, I can feel that right here.
Yep. 1
Maybe
more. 3 and exhale. And release. Come on back. Now, I will tell you, because of all the releasing that we just did, it was probably less intense than it would have been if you just do this one out the gate. Yeah, going up to the top of your head, really common. People feel it in the jaw. But as you do it, like, do you feel how much your nervous system just kind of
Oh,
calmed? It's a really, really nice one because that vagus nerve is just, that's a really serious nerve and it really affects the whole body. Let's do the
look
other
at my
side.
face. Look at this side of my face. It's lifted.
Wow. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing to see it.
Mhm.
Yeah, mine too. That's amazing. Okay, let's do the other one.
Okay.
So left hand onto the right side. Again, poke around because there's lots of places here. And really, when you just find one, it's going to connect everything. And when you really kind of get in there and push away, and like I said, sometimes you'll get in there and you'll feel like a shooting pain. And then you might want to let up a little bit. I don't want you to cause yourself a lot of pain because then you won't repeat it if it's too painful. And this is something that you want to do on the regular. So take your right hand to the right side of the jaw, turn your head to the left. So you're kind of pushing your jaw is going to the left and your hand is pushing the opposite way. And let's breathe in through the nose and exhale. In through the nose and exhale. In through the nose and exhale. And you might notice that the breath gets a little deeper. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. And notice both shoulders, consciously release them, let them drop. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. And let it go. See, I can take a nap now. That one just, that calms my nervous system so much. I feel like a
Mm,
puddle.
that is a wonderful,
That
wonderful
is a really good
release.
one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
And
great.
that is a really good one. And I teach a free class online every Tuesday that gets much more into the whole body, and it's Tuesday morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. I think next time we do this, we should get into the lower body a little bit more and make those connections to the
Yes,
face because it really is all
it
connected.
is.
And I know that so many people who get their tips from you, they're coming to you because they want to look better.
Mhm.
But the way that you teach and the way that you bring the whole body together is so beautiful, and they don't even realize what they're getting because it's so important to connect the whole body.
It
And
is.
everything is connected throughout the body.
Oh, I can't wait for my next available Tuesday morning to schedule that in and tune into that. That's going to be amazing.
It's
Amazing.
I try to keep it short too and doable for people.
Yes.
And I do have them all cataloged. I actually have a membership of the classes. So if you take it and you like it and you want to have them more often, I have a way for you to do that.
Woohoo!
This was so great, and I am excited to do it again.
I
If
think
there are
we
any
answered. Let
questions,
me go back and see. Somebody said, look at you, Denise, already a difference.
wow.
Cool myofascial techniques on the face muscles. Love it. And they said it was tingly, awesome teaching. I have numb hands. What movements?
The one we just did for the traps and for the vagus nerve will help with the hands, but also all of the stuff with the shoulders. And I find actually going in here, now it's hard when your hands are numb to do this stuff. So one of the things that I like to do is get like a soft, squishy ball. And if you don't have a
Yes.
soft, squishy ball, you can even take what I
I'll
have
grab
done with
mine.
people. Okay, great. But you can also take a can. like a can of beans, and wrap it up in a towel so it's soft. And you're going to lie on it. You can actually lie on, and if
Okay.
it's too hard, you can lie on a bed so it doesn't have to be the ground. But if you can get into the ground and get into this and just moving the ball up, like Nikki show how it goes up into the pectoral muscles all around here under the clavicle. And the thing is, you can't screw it up, guys. So as long as you're working in the fascia, you are not going to screw it up if you're doing it gently. Digging in really, really deep is often times not the best thing. It repels the
Mhm.
tissue. So you want to have that soft touch. So getting, that's why I said like wrap it in a towel if you don't have a squishy ball. I will tell you that I bought a squishy ball for my nephews at Target that you can let the air out of, and it was like $5 or something. I think they used to be like 99 cents, but now tariffs, it was like $5. But getting into that tissue can definitely help. I mean, there are a lot of things that can cause the tingling, but what I find is usually it's from the pressure on the nerves that are up here. But
Mhm.
each case is individual, so it would be irresponsible for me to just say, "Oh, numb fingers do this," because each case is really individual. But that's a good place to start, and you won't hurt yourself by
Yeah.
doing that.
When I have somebody that is working on the neck, saggy neck, and not their definition could be sharper,
Mhm.
then I have them do the pinch and roll.
Yeah, the pinch and roll is great. And then you don't need any tool. And this too, the pinch and roll, it doesn't have to be super hard. You can go really, really light. Just gently stimulating that tissue is going to bring that hydration, like I was saying
Mhm.
before, to the tissue and pull that water in, which is what your body needs. And if you guys have been doing this with us for the last 45 minutes, you might notice that you're feeling thirsty.
Yeah,
And
I
we've
think so.
just mostly been working in this upper body. So imagine when you bring the lower body into it.
Oh my goodness, wonderful. That is
Yeah, it's
wonderful.
really cool stuff. It's
And
really
what you
cool
were
stuff.
saying about the hands and the feet, I definitely believe in that. I use the little melt balls.
Yeah, I'm
And
a melt instructor. Yep, the
yeah,
melt balls are great. The melt balls are amazing. And you can also just even putting pressure between the fingers. I've been doing this, and I will tell you, I have a client who's 95 years old. And what I have been able to do with her body just by working between her toes.
mm,
Now that sounds a little wonky, but I get in there and it's painful. It is painful. And we wanted to make sure that she had good blood flow in her legs because she was having surgery. And it was just really important. And I had to get her to breathe through the pain and going deep in between those toes. It
yes.
was amazing. And you could watch the tissue rehydrate in her body.
Mhm.
And she was so thirsty. And it's when you're older like that, because she doesn't move so much. So when I'm moving her tissue, it's amazing to watch the blood flow come back. So for whoever it was who had the tingly fingers, if it's available to you to do, if you can just, and you can do it with a pencil. I don't have a pencil here. I have a pen, which
I
I
was
don't
just doing it
recommend.
with my acupressure pen, just
So
working.
actually though, you want
No,
the wood, you want that
the
something
wood.
natural.
Okay.
So the wood from a pencil. So do not do this with a pen, but you
Okay.
go in between the fingers and you just hold. And if you can hold each one for like 3 minutes, you can do it
Oh wow.
when you're
Okay.
watching TV. Getting into that space, the webbing between the fingers is really amazing and will start to bring back there's a lot of things you can do. We have lots to talk about, but we're going to have to stop now because I want to be able to cut this up into little segments so that it's valuable for people to see each thing and to see that connection between the fascia and the fascia. And it really is just like everything so connected, but it's nice to see it in real time and to see the changes
Oh, for
that
sure.
we make.
I
But
really
we will
believe that fascia is the secret to slowing down aging. When the
100%.
fascia, yeah, when the fascia's tight,
Absolutely,
that's your aging.
because, yeah, because the actual cause of aging, when you break it down scientifically, is actually cellular dehydration.
Yeah.
So if you are hydrating the tissue, then your cells are going to be hydrated and you're going to live longer. So there you go. There you go. Yeah. It's all connected, and also the other, just in one sentence, when you feel better in your body, you look better. So when your body is feeling flowy and moving, and movement in your body is going to have, you're going to have that flow in your face, right?
Wonderful.
Yes. Okay, Nikki, I'm looking forward to doing this again soon,
Me too.
and have a wonderful weekend.
You too. Thank you so much for all of your insight. It was wonderful. I
And thank
can't
you.
wait. That's going to be added
Great. I
yay,
love
to
it.
my
I
regimen.
love it.
All
All
right.
right. Mwah. Bye.
Bye.